Hi, Internet. It's me. It's Jinx. I am back. I'm alive. Okay. So as you can see, I am solo today, which means that doesn't mean anything huge. It just means that there's a lot of big changes coming to Cost Talk Live. No worries. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's actually a lot of good changes. You know, we made Cost Talk Live out of like the love for our like love of cosplay. And it was never meant to be like a really huge responsibility. It was never supposed to be anything that was um, like oops, a lot of commitment. Sorry, since I'm doing this by myself, I'm like multitasking. So, especially like Thermo and I had put it together. We did most of the planning together. We brought on friends. The whole point was to connect friends and cosplayers during COVID. And we did that, and a lot of people enjoyed it. And then, of course, as activities started picking up, we never really had like a direct plan of what we wanted to do with Cost Talk. So it was always kind of up in the air. And I think that I had different ideas, Therma had different ideas, and we tried them all. And then finally, we decided, okay, we need to like sit down and kind of talk this through. We started doing events. We never really got like time to talk it through because, we both were working so much and doing so many events. If you are local, hi, baby bug. I am doing well. Thank you for watching. So we are doing well. It's just that Thermo has always worked like full time, lots of responsibilities. I worked a bunch of different jobs, like looking for things here and there, like in terms of our personal lives, and of course, a lot of other things went on with our personal lives too. That where Cost Talk Live or Cosplay had to take a backseat. This whole past year for me has been cosplay taking a backseat. Because it's like I bought a house, I moved in, I started a brand new job that took me from working remote to working like on site, like overtime. I really enjoy it though. So there's been a lot of obstacles, not obstacles, but I think what I'm trying to say is that there were a lot of changes, and Therma and I didn't want to lose Cost Talk. We didn't want to give it up. It was always something that we would keep doing as long as we enjoyed doing it. So after much discussion, Thermo and I talked about how we could do different things that would still benefit our viewers and benefit ourselves. I'm just changing my banner here because I noticed there's a typo. And so we decided, and I kind of came up with this. We came up with this for a while of like bringing different people on to do different shows, bringing in like some of the groups that we work with to give them like a show a month. And so finally, I got to planning. We took a break, quite a long break, right? Because it's mid-February, it's almost late February now, and talked about how we would restructure it. We still have our sponsor, Age of Radio. They've been really awesome. It's just funny because by the time they became our sponsor, they were like, okay, let's do all the events. And by this time, like Thermo and I were like, oh, we're taking a back seat for events. But so we've balanced it out really well. They've been getting a lot of content for their podcast channel. And, we've been there to also support them as well when they want to come in and do geek events and cosplay events. And, they've been graciously like sponsoring us and our show. So, you can also catch us on Age of Radio YouTube. And they do clips as well on Instagram. So I came up with this idea of having different themed episodes or different theme series throughout the month. If you haven't watched us from the beginning, we used to do an every week thing. So we started out Friday nights, which was so hard for everybody because most of us worked like full time and had to get back, get ready and jump in the show. And then we went to Sundays, every Sundays, which went really well. It just got harder and harder for everyone to join in. And of course, we were getting we did that for such a long time every Sunday. And then we would skip some Sundays. We would do live at events, which we still haven't been able to polish, but with the help of Asia Radio, we've been doing that. And then it just got to be so much, right, that everyone's just got things going on. So Thermo and I collectively have been taking a back seat on like helping out, doing a lot of like in-person events. But Cost Talk Live does work with UwuCon, to do their programming and cosplay. So that's about all that I commit myself to. I think Thermo does a couple other things. We still kind of do library cons sometimes because those are just free and they're fun to support. And I know Thermo get more game. So almost every Friday, and oops, sorry, playing Mass Effect, and she's been doing really great on that. I intend on joining her sometimes. Sometimes the dates are a little different, due to her schedule, and then we have a couple other shows that are coming as well. So this is called Jinx Unstitched. It's kind of a very vague title, and I did it that way on purpose because this is kind of how our usual episodes used to be like, where we would bring like a guest on, do an interview, talk about a specific topic, or sometimes we would just have our Cost Talk Live team. Gosh, my connection's dropping, I think. About how we would do a certain project or how certain events went. So this is now going to be my monthly show. So our shows are going to be just monthly. They will be pre-scheduled so that you can follow our schedule and not miss an episode. So in the future, I'll be bringing on maybe a guest or two, or maybe it'll be the CTL crew talking about specific topics, or maybe I'll cover a specific topic. But this is definitely the show that I'm going to own and I'm going to lead. Hi, Anthony. Thanks for watching from Facebook. The next show that we have, of course, is Thermo AZ Games. So that one's already going on. She's been playing every Friday so far, Mass Effect and some other games. You can always catch her and watch her game, and it's really fun. Again, we stream through Age of Radio as well. We're bringing Amber Bright to her own series as well once a month. I believe it's going to be Thursday nights, and I think the first one is going to be next Thursday. I'll double check, but we'll be posting these schedules on Facebook. So check Facebook. I'll put it in our Twitch profile as well. And our YouTube, I'll be updating all of that stuff. You can see Amber Bright. If you're not familiar with Amber Bright, she is a member of Cost Talk Live, and she's also a professional prop maker. So she has her own website, amberbrightprops.com. I'm going to throw it here in the chat. And I was like, Amber, since you're already going to be crafting, why don't you head the craft streams? So she will be doing an hour or 2 hour streams, crafting her props. We're going to start at 1 hour, maybe see how 2 hours go. But Amber Bright Props, you can watch her craft either, stuff that she makes for her shop, or you can watch her craft stuff for, her cosplays. Gosh, I didn't share this to the socials yet. Anthony says, last week I went to KatsuCon and saw both Yaya Han and Hane cosplay. Yeah, Yaya was there. I heard about the sewage bust. Tell me about that, Anthony. Did you see that? Were you there? Baby Bug, that's exciting. I know, and I feel like this is a long time coming. I've had ideas as well, because like Thermo and I are actually members of a couple different local cosplay groups that we still support. So thinking about giving them a spot as well. So that's going to be coming up soon, maybe. Let's see. I'm just going to chat this. Hold on 1 second. Whoops. Baby Bug. KatsuCon was great, aside from the pipe bursting and the water advisory. Oh my gosh. I heard about that, but I didn't see the sewage bust. I mean, I just saw pictures, but did not look fun at all. Yeah, so we're also bringing in a friend. She actually used to be my roommate, but she moved out, moved on to bigger, greater things, which is awesome. But she actually has Makaria Drake has a newsletter called Cosmom, because if you didn't know, she is a mother. Her son sometimes cosplays with her, and she puts out a newsletter, a monthly newsletter that's geared towards parents that cosplay, how to incorporate your children in, or just other things. She's also very skilled and experienced seamstress and does a lot of commissions as well. So she's going to have a monthly show that's going to start next month, and I think those are going to be on Saturdays. And that's what we have so far. So we have these 4 shows so far, really exciting. And hopefully this works out for us. We're going to try it. I've pre-scheduled a lot of our episodes. And again, like I said, I've been currently, like, for my work, I really, really love it. It is a lot of work. And I have been telling people that right now feels like my tax season because I'm just like, I'm in charge of a program, and this program is just like full on right now. And I'm just making sure that everything is covered. I own it. Even though I have my colleagues helping me, I'm the one that's like wrapping everything up at the end of the day. So I've been working like 50 plus hours. And then I also commute an hour each way. It is worth it for me. I know a lot of people are like, there's no way I would do that. But it's worth it for me. So I have not had as much time as I wanted. I actually, if you guys can see behind me, are you watching by chance? Oh, you're not? Okay, because my screen keeps freezing. Can you just check it? Guys, can you see me? Am I just constantly freezing all the time? Okay. Baby bug. I was in the artist alley when it happened. Oh, and they had to leave. They closed A for the rest of the day. That's awful. Like the artists that must have lost their products. Man, I mean, okay, if they were like reproductions, then I know that they're able to replace them, although they've lost that money. But anything that was custom original that got damaged, oh, that's gotta suck. So yeah, so if you can see behind me, if you guys remember when I made a post on my Instagram about taking a break because of life changes, this is my brand new office and cosplay room, craft room. So it's a huge add-on to my house, and it's one big giant room. So we split it in half because, again, when I moved here, when I first bought the house, I was working remote at the time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make a proper office for myself here. And the other half, it's freezing a lot. Okay. Sorry, guys, for my connection. And for the other half, I turned into the craft space, which is still the largest craft space I've ever had. Now I don't work from home anymore, but I do sometimes work remote. So having an office space here is really great because it's just a lot of multitasking. So back here, I actually had these garage cabinets built inside my craft room, which this end was supposed to be the craft space. But then we changed it actually because we didn't need as much floor space in the office area than we did in the craft area. So this houses a lot of my costumes, my cosplay stuff, my art, craft materials, and then of course I've been hoarding all of these prints. So now all these prints are up on my. There we go. Yeah, all these prints are up on my cabinet doors. The other side, I finally managed to clear it out. It's kind of been a dumping ground for a while because the rest of our house was being under construction for quite some time. So I finally managed to clear some space. Now the tables are cleared, the floor is cleared. I have a pattern projector that I've held on to. If you guys remember when I got Anthony, it's been freezing. It's okay. I am so sorry. I'll have to figure out what's going on. And nice office. Thank you so much. It's just the beginning. I've got a lot of blank areas and a lot of empty space that I'm ready to fill. Been watching Thermal on Costalk. Awesome. Like sometimes I jump in and watch, but Friday nights, I've just been exhausted. I usually don't even get off of work until like halfway through her stream. That's how crazy it's been. So I've been, oh gosh, where was I? Oh yeah. So if you guys remember in 2022 or I can't remember when, I won that grant from Joanne, which very sadly is going into liquidation. All of them are closing. I'm so upset about that. I can't believe it. Like they're the biggest, main fabric supplier and craft supplier, I think, especially for, for cosplayers too, who may not have who live in smaller areas or may not have access to, like, we here in Phoenix, we have 3 stores that are called SAS, and they're like fabric warehouses where they get a lot of the discontinued fabrics. And, you know, I make a lot of cosplays from there, but I also do get a lot of stuff from Joann as well, because the fabric warehouses just have whatever's available. So if there's a color or print I can't find, I usually get it at Joann, and I get a lot of my basics at Joann as well. But yeah, I received a minority grant from them, and it was $5,000, which was awesome. And I spent it very wisely, but because there's been so many changes, I've not been able to use any of the things I bought. When I did get the grant, I shared it with Cost Talk, you know, because I wrote about it in my in my report. And of course, they are a huge part of, you know, what I do. I bought a pattern projector, the Ditto pattern projector. So it'd be really exciting to start sharing that on stream and on videos. It's still in the box. I know, it's crazy. I'm like looking at it. It's been moved around a couple times. Like, oh, how to use it. Even though I did like buy a bunch of patterns from Joann at their last sale. But hey, you know, I bought a Glow Forge, which is out of the box, but still hasn't been used because I've taken it out of the box. I put it in the box, taken it out, put it in. It's been a lot of fun. I got a Cricut as well as part of my award. Still hasn't been used. Like, so many things, these things haven't been used, and it's just been so exhausting. And I'm so excited to finally like get all these things up. Anthony, nice shirt. Thank you. Visit Tatooine. 2 Sons of Fun. Have you played Marvel Rivals? No, actually, I'm currently playing Dragon Age Veilguard, and I'm obsessed. If you guys haven't played any Dragon Age, they're really, really good. Dragon Age 2 is a little boring, but necessary. But Dragon Age Veilguard is what I'm like obsessed with right now. So yeah, so coming up soon, you know, I'll be adding guests to the episodes. I'll be maybe tackling some topics. And then as far as everyone else's episodes, you know, I'll be managing and monitoring them. Sometimes, you know, we'll jump into each other's episodes. They're not like solely owned by one person or another. It's just, you know, what we're responsible for or what we're going to plan. And this kind of divides up the responsibility for everybody and the time for everybody that still wants to contribute, but it's just become a little bit too much. We always love to hear suggestions. Anthony, they brought back loot boxes in Overwatch 2 this season. Okay, I have not been on Overwatch in a while either, because in addition to my craft room being like upended, like my office has been a little bit too, because I haven't been spending so much time in here. So definitely want to get back onto PC gaming. When Thermo gets a gaming PC, I've asked her to play some games with me. So hopefully we'll do some more of those. But yeah, we definitely are making a lot of changes that hopefully work for everybody. And we always want to hear your guys' feedback. Please just, you know, anytime you can message us throughout any platform. I will, you know, and somebody asked me, I was talking to someone about my cosplays, and it made me realize that I didn't make one full costume last year. Like I might have made some things here or there, but mostly what I wore was like purchased things and piece things, and that's not a problem. Like I don't have any judgment against people who just purchase costumes, but I have different, you know, I have my own kind of goals, and I like to make a lot of them. And I really was so busy last year that I didn't even think of that. And I was like, oh man, what did I actually make? So costumes that I wore, I'm trying to even think. Phoenix Fan Fusion. Oh, I did, we did WonderCon. Thermo and I did WonderCon, but I wore costumes I had made the previous year. So I wore Morrigan, and I wore Princess Jasmine, the big pink gown. Those I actually both handmade, but they were made the previous year. And then Phoenix Fan Fusion, I wore Tifa from Ever Crisis, which was pieced together. So all those pieces were secondhand bought, or, you know, bought on AliExpress. I think my shoes, my skirt, and my sweater, the sweater piece, I bought from Depop and Goodwill. And then all the belts and other accessories I bought on Shein. The wig I styled. What else did I wear? Oh, I did make Storm. I did make Storm. However, I made it in such a rush that I wasn't happy with it. So the cape, gorgeous. Like I used the Yaya Han like raindrop fabric, love it, love it. But I really like dropped the ball on the bodice. So I actually tore it apart. I started remaking it and then did not finish it. So that's at least one that I made in full. I can't remember what the third thing I wore to Phoenix Fan Fusion. I'll find out. And then, oh, Game On Expo was Tifa and someone else. Morgan? Maybe Morgan. And then, I didn't do a lot of events. I did some smaller events here and there. I did support NAR, the New Arizona Republic, at Tucson Comic Con. At Tucson Comic Con, I wore Chun-Li from Street Fighter V. I bought that one secondhand. I wore a vault suit. I think I wore a vault suit 2 days because I was manning the NAR, New Arizona Republic group. That's a Fallout-based group. And that's what I did then. And then Yuma also, I just wore the Fallout suit because we were supporting NAR as well. Then Uwu came along. I got the new Chun-Li from Street Fighter 6. Actually, I really wanted to make that outfit, especially I love Yaya's version of it. And, you know, I have this kind of rule that if I can make it, like, I want to make it. But of course, again, like, this was just like smack dab in the middle of my new job. I started that new job in September. And so Uwu was like the first, the end of October, the 1st of November. Like, I had to like tell them that I was going to be out of the office. So I bought Street Fighter 6 Chun-Li, and actually it was great. Like, it was by Mikotaku, but it was official Street Fighter license. So it was really nice. Like, yes, it was like printed fabric, but it was actually quite good, especially for the price. I think it was only like 50 or 60 bucks. And then I made shampoo. So I was like, oh, I really just want to do a shampoo cosplay. Like, I just had this great idea. I bought this really gorgeous Kipao from Depop and bought some wigs, made the wig. So I made it all big and fluffy. And then I went to Daiso and I got like a tray, a ramen bowl, and then I put like not fake ramen, but I put real ramen in it and covered it in resin and then like had a strap underneath it. So I like got to carry it around and I was like shampoo. And then the third outfit I wore, I wanted to wear my Renoa, the Hannah Alexander version, but I just wasn't very comfortable in it. And I was just running around and doing so much managing like cosplay groups. So I just wore Dolores from Encanto. So that was a lot of fun. Uwu was interesting last year. It was a brand new venue. We hosted the cosplay contest in, and the venue that it was held at is, God, what is it called? Westworld. And Westworld is known for car shows and horse shows. Very, very big venue, but they're mostly like pop-up tents. And so we held the cosplay contest out in a pop-up tent. And of course, in Arizona, like it rains like 5 days a year. So of course, that was the night that it rained. It was very interesting, but we had a lot of fun. Everyone had a lot of fun and held it together. And we managed to complete the contest and no one got electrocuted. Let's see. Anthony, I love the storm costume you wore. Thank you. I do have plans on redoing that one. It is still on my to-do list. Was that the Chun-Li you were nearly uncomfortable? Oh no, that was the Street Fighter V Chun-Li, like the blue, like really slim dress that I wore at Tucson Comic Con. That one I bought secondhand. I did have to repair it, so I'm not sure if I want to wear it again. That was one that was, I bought it used, and it was, I think it was a Make Costumes one, which it's fine, it's great. Like it actually looked pretty good, but in a costume like that is so like skimpy, I'd rather like make my own. Oh, I think I'm phrasing up a little bit. Yeah, so a costume like that, I'd rather just make my own so that I can like make the supports and everything exactly where I want it. That costume fit, but it was a little bit weird in some areas. So, and then a couple of smaller like library cons. Let's see, the Glendale Library Con, I wore the Chun-Li hat. So I didn't make much last year, but I mean, to be fair, I didn't really have access to a lot of my tools. Even working on that storm costume, I broke my machine because I thought I could fix it. So that machine is like out of commission for a while. Luckily, I do have some other machines. So yeah, any ideas on that? I would love it. Anthony, looking forward to more of your costume in 2025. Thank you. I do have some plans. I haven't put any hard plans out there, mostly because, you know, I just wasn't sure how much I was going to be able to get done before, you know, while I'm working full-time and overtime. My first event is, well, we did Tempe FanCon earlier this year, and I wore, I just wore like my Sally Disney bound that I had worn to Disneyland my birthday a couple years ago. But I do have WonderCon coming up. So our next thing is WonderCon. And that's going to be myself, Thermo, Ashley does cosplay, Thermo's family. I know a couple other people that are going that, like, we're rooming together. So I know a couple other people are going, like Sandra Soapbox and Bunny Flop's going, Prue's going. A lot of AZ people go to WonderCon, especially because it's so like Disney based, Disney focused. So one costume that I hope to get started like ASAP is Moana 2. Now I'll be honest, I have not even seen Moana 2. I know I've been that busy. And I did check, but it's not on free streaming yet, so I'm not going to pay $25 to rent it. But that is what I do hope to get started. I did buy a new wig. I did buy some shoes. Well, she doesn't wear shoes, but you know, I have to wear shoes because this is like, you know, real world. Ashley says hi from Facebook. Hi. So that's one that I hope to get done. I do want to redo Storm and make a proper bodysuit. And I also want to remake Morrigan. Ooh, I'm freezing again. Sorry, guys. I do want to remake Morrigan's bodysuit. And I also have to make new stockings or leggings for her. But I feel like that goes further back on the back burner. A couple other ideas I have. Yeah, there's things here and there. I've kind of learned to not commit too much because then I disappoint myself. I disappoint like anyone else that's been following along. So for WonderCon, the only thing I'm thinking that I can commit to getting done right now is gosh, who was that? Oh, Moana. Anthony says, I saw both Moana movies on the first day of 2017 and 2025. Okay, cool. I feel like the Storm costume was perfect in my opinion. Thank you. So the problem with my Storm costume was the bodice wasn't lined. So obviously a proper bodice would be lined, bone, and it had boning, but it would be lined, boned with support. So it wasn't any of those things except for the boning, and that was just because of time constraints. So I definitely wanted to remake it. I think my connection's being really finicky.
Blame Elon.
Blame Starlink. Oh, if I wish I could change, but I couldn't. It was the only thing that they offered out here fast enough.
Can you change your resolution?
Oh, maybe. I don't know if I can change my resolution now, though. Settings. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it says full high def. Maybe I just do high def 720p.
Yeah, try that.
Let's see. Okay. Quality's not as good, guys. I apologize, but hopefully that keeps it from blinking. Ooh, I look really like smoky. Oh, I bet it's because it's fixing my appearance. Let's remove that. Touch up my appearance. No, I just look wrinkly now. Am I going to Anime Expo? So I went to Anime Expo twice. The first time I went was in 2002, believe it or not. Yes, it was a senior trip with me and my friends. And then the other time I went, I think was in 2008 or 2009. I haven't really had a desire or plan to go back. I mean, I'm always open to it if someone, you know, more like if someone was like, oh, let's go to AX to do XYZ, or usually Thermo is able to wrangle me into plans like that, but no plans as of right now. Are you going to AX this year? It would be nice to get away and, you know, do an event over the summer where we're not like burning hot. But yeah, no, that's not on my radar right now. In fact, this year, although I did commit to WonderCon like a long time ago, I'm trying to not commit to too many other events, mostly because, you know, I've got new commitments. I've got this house, you know, that I'm still working on. It's been a while. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would love to, but again, like, I'm just really trying to make sure that I keep all my commitments really low so that I can ensure that all my other life stuff gets focused on first. I know I wish I didn't have to adult all the time, but it is what it is. And for the next time, I will ensure that my connection is better. But yeah, Anthony, 20 episodes away from the 200th episode of Cost Talk. Yeah, so you know what's funny is we've actually done more than 180 episodes. Number one, Thermo's episodes are not titled, are not labeled with a number. We have a lot of specials that we've not included in the regular number system. We have some live ones that we haven't included. So I'm sure we've done 200 episodes, but would love to hear what ideas you guys have for the 200th episode. That's a great idea. Thank you for reminding me, Anthony. I think it'd be really fun to do like some sort of theme related to like 20 years or something, or 20, not 20, what am I thinking, 200. Maybe we do like our favorite characters, like 200 centuries or 200 years. Oh my God, this coffee's not done yet. I know it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but I actually had to work this weekend, so I'm exhausted. So we're counting this as 200. Congratulations. Thank you. But no, we will do a proper 200th episode. I'm excited to think about what it might be. So that was pretty much what I wanted to talk to you guys about. You know, since then, since our last episode, we've done a lot of different, like I said, we've done some LibCons, library cons, some photo shoots. The last big thing that we did, we went down to Yuma, to the sand dunes. If you guys aren't familiar, those are the dunes that they filmed a lot of like Tatooine and some of the other like sandy scenes from Star Wars. Not exactly where we shot, because it's, you know, it's not all accessible. It's just whatever we could get off from the side of the road. But myself, Thermo, Ashley does cosplay, Amber Bright and her husband, Mission Control photos, Plaid Hippo and his family. So we all like rented an Airbnb, which was really nice Airbnb. We drove down, went to the dunes and shot that night. So we got like, you know, golden hour and evening shots in the dunes. I was so unprepared that I just brought some like gowns and did some like fashion-y shoots. So if you follow my personal Instagram, I posted on there. You can find my personal Instagram from my cosplay Instagram. And then Thermo, Amber Bright, and Ashley all did Star Wars outfits that night. And then the next day we went to the Yuma Two Rivers Renaissance Fair. And it was actually really nice. So we'd actually discovered the Renaissance Fair when we were down at Yuma Comic-Con, which Yuma Comic-Con, yes, it's a very small, but it's actually operated by the city of Yuma. So it was very organized. You know, they provided us with lodging and food. It was really great. Actually, I really enjoyed it. I want to go back. And there we met the organizers. They had a table for the Two Rivers Renaissance Fair. And so Renaissance Fair here in Arizona is a huge deal. It runs for about 2 to 3 months. I go at least once. I know people that go like every weekend, but for me, it's just a one-time thing or maybe a 2-time thing. And so we thought, hey, let's check out the Two Rivers. And it was around Thermo's birthday. So that's kind of how we celebrated. It was really nice. It was like a fraction of the size of the Arizona Renaissance Fair, but it was really enjoyable, easy to navigate. some really great vendors, and the prices were way better than up in Arizona. Sorry. So I bought some great pieces. The joust was small but really cute. I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind doing that whole thing again next year. And then the next day we went back to the dunes to shoot another look. So that's when I shot Jasmine from the live action. Ashley shot Jasmine, her version of the red outfit that she wears when Jafar enslaves her. And then Thermo wore Ruby, Workshop Ruby from Fallout. Amber did her original character Nautilin. Actually, both her characters were original. She did Rio on, I think it was Friday night that we shot, and then she did her Nautilin. I believe it's an original character, her Nautilin from Star Wars that she created. And then we shot up at a different area in the dunes. We actually had to climb up the dunes. There's a really funny video. Let me see if I can find this video that Thermo had put together of us like trying to get up the dunes. I am not a very fit person. Let's see here. Hold on. Okay. So this is, let's see, share, present, screen, Instagram. Also share tab audio. So let me know if you can see this. But this was a video that I shot as we were moving up the dunes.
The things we do for cosplay, right? Are you okay? I don't think Ashley's okay. What's wrong? It's so high. Oh my God. Just take a break. Ashley ain't having it.
I don't know why it just started.
Oh dear.
Doing the captions.
Let's hope we get at least one good shot out of this. The things.
So that was what I shared. Thermo made a really funny video as well. I think it's CTL and Friends in the Dunes. She did a couple different videos which are quite cute. That was Ashley cursing out the sand, apparently. Thermo, the hippos running up the dunes. Man, the sand was really soft too. Of course, sand everywhere. I'll be honest, I still haven't even like unpacked.
It goes really far. Really close. 5 cameras. Really close. So close. So close. Maybe.
Broken King, thanks for watching from Twitch. Yes, I am streaming this on my Twitch. I haven't streamed on my Twitch in like decades. So if you are on Twitch, I am under the Jinx cosplay as well. So this is another one that Thermo put together.
Makes you wanna go.
SEO.
Makes you wanna go. Na 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 na. Put your hands together now. Everybody now. Put your hands together now. Sometimes it hits you when you least expect it. When it feels this good. 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 Makes you wanna go. Na 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 na
This is a super good game. Both of them, especially that one. That was a lot of fun. Let's see what other pictures. This is one of my pictures that I did with Plaid Hippo. We did some really fun ones. It was cool to shoot up there. It was really gorgeous. Like getting to the top of that Sandhill was worth it. It was exhausting, but it was worth it. And of course, like, even though we're all pretty much all Arizona natives, we did not bring water with us because that was smart. But we didn't spend too much time out there. We got the shots we needed and we were done. Let's see. I know the others have some really good photos as well. Let's go here to where we're tagged. Amber Bright. Amber Bright posted some. Look at this, is really cool. These are done by Plaid Hippo. Like that golden hour is just perfect. And these are all on their own individual Instagrams, so you can always check those out. This one. Oh my God.
They were fake.
Of course they were fake.
Very cute. We had so much fun. It was a lot of. I would definitely love to do that every year.
Makes you wanna go.
Please cosplay. So she had a couple of great photos here. She posted a lot of them. So this is her Padme. This is Padme, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Really cool. That was the one that we did at Golden Hour. And this was the one that we did. This was probably around like 10 a.m. in the morning that we did before we before we drove home. So the drive from Yuma to Phoenix is about 3-ish hours. This was her storm that she did. She did 2 looks that night. This was really, really great. This part actually lights up. So let's see. Does she have any reels? These are reels that.
Say something about the motherfucking prequels,
Ooh,
bitch.
probably wasn't
Say
supposed to say
something
that on
fucking
YouTube.
nice.
Sorry, YouTubes. So that was really cool. And then I think Thermo had some other stuff. Let's see what else Thermo had from that shoot. She had a lot of stuff here. Penny was a really good time to shoot up at the dunes. And then we arrived at this point at like 5. Broken thing. I found Thermo and it had been here. Oh, thank you! Sean said amazing. Thank you so much. And we're just friends that love up and then take photos together. That's important. Having fun. So Thermo likes to put together a lot of these. These are some of the still photos of her workshop Ruby. Very cute. Oh, and this is okay. That's NAR. So NAR is one of the groups that I'm a part of, the New Arizona Republic. So this was the potluck that they did yesterday. I had plans before I was thinking about things. I really didn't plan to rest and to actually do some more work.
Kicked my way from a shallow grave.
But I did go to a potluck, the NAR potluck a few years ago. It was a lot of fun. We had a park. There's lots of mountains in Arizona, right? And
Neon light is bright, but I see the grind.
We always take this one at the Reserve Park. Great for photos. Great for photos.
Iron fist
Earlier in the year, because
in a
today,
velvet
50 degrees
glow,
right now.
skirting shadows
That music is
past the
so much
high
louder than your
stakes game.
voice.
Bullets.
Got it. I probably is not helping that I also am feeding it through the camera. But what I said was, Arizona, we have a lot of mountains, and Phoenix itself is surrounded by mountains. So I used to live really close to this mountain reserve. It's called South Mountain, and they usually, I think they missed a year, but they usually have their potluck here. I went about 2 years ago. It's a lot of fun. Everyone brings food, hangs out, and then of course, like the mountains are just perfect for these apocalyptic type shoots. And what was I going to say? Oh, and then of course we have to do it earlier in the year because right now, I mean, today it's 80 degrees. So, yesterday probably was still pretty warm for these guys, which is ridiculous. I know. So ridiculous how hot it is. So that's kind of what we've been doing, at least what I've been doing since our last episode. Again, you can always catch Thermo playing Mass Effect almost every Friday. I will get the schedules up today on our Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and I am playing around with the idea of also doing live streaming of my show on Instagram as well. If you don't follow us on Instagram, all of our socials is Cause Talk Live. My socials are the Jinx Cosplay. And if you have questions, guys, go ahead and throw them in the chat. Again, this is just kind of an introductory episode about the changes that we're making at Cause Talk Live. We are still here. We're just divvying up all of the responsibilities so that it's enjoyable for everybody. Oh, this is a picture of us at the Two Rivers Renaissance Fair. So that was a lot of fun. And that was just a really great time. As far as the rest of the year, I have WonderCon coming up next month. And next month is crazy too because my sister's getting married in April. And of course, I'm making my own dress for it. I'm altering some stuff for it. So that's why I'm trying not to commit too much for WonderCon. I will be at WonderCon. We already confirmed. I have my badge, hotel, and everything. So at WonderCon will be myself, Thermo, Thermo's family's coming. Ashley Does Cosplay's coming. Some of our other Cost Talk Live friends like Sandra Soapbox, Bunny Flop Productions. They're all going to be there as well. And we're just going to be there to like hang out. Like last year when Thermo and I went, it was such a weird change because I'd been working for cons for a while at that point. And we were both kind of wearing like I was wearing Morgan, she was wearing Lucy from Cyberpunk. And so it was not covering, like completely covering, and it was raining, so it was freezing. And so her and I were kind of like, you know, walking the floor, doing our thing, and I was starting to look really miserable. And then Thermo's like, you want to go back to the hotel? And I was like, no, it's fine. And she's like, we don't have any commitments, like we're not committed to, like we don't need to be here if we don't want to. We can go back and relax and be happy. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. So it was a lot nicer at WonderCon. We spent a day at Disneyland. It was relaxing. It was fun to just be an attendee again and just going to all the programs and stuff that we wanted to, not having to worry about, okay, we need to be at so-and-so at like whatever time to get set up. It was so nice. So we're doing it again. And last year was Thermo's first time at WonderCon. This will be my third time coming up. So yes, so it's just a lot of fun. If you are going to WonderCon, shout out. We'd love to see you. Take a selfie. I think Thermo has her lineup. I think Ashley has her lineup. They might be sharing them on their socials. I will put everyone's socials in here. Just make sure you follow everyone because, you know, we're a lot of fun. So Thermo is Thermo_AZ. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I'm still sharing. Okay, stop sharing. So Thermo_AZ. Yes. And then Ashley Does Cosplay. Let's see. Oh, there it is. She has a unique spelling, so I want to make sure I get that one right. So Ashley Does Cosplay. And then Amber Bright Props. Amber hasn't confirmed whether or not she's going to WonderCon yet, but I'm sure she will soon. So as we're kind of getting near the end, throw any questions in there, guys, you have for me, any suggestions of content you'd love to see on Cost Talk Live. Maybe games that we could play. Like right now, Thermo's playing through Mass Effect on her own, but we have previously done a couple of friend gaming streams, which, you know, we're still tweaking. Now that I have like a server for Don't Starve, I want to play Don't Starve with her again. But any other suggestions is great. I'd love to hear even like cosplay suggestions. I, you know, used to like set up a lineup every year and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to make. And then by the end of the year, I probably made like 2 of my lineup and everything else was like on the fly or was planned at the time because, you know, I wanted to cosplay with friends or, you know, a lot of those I've made without even thinking about doing them to begin with. So like last year, well, I can't count last year because I didn't do anything different last year. But the year before that, you know, I made Dolores from Encanto. I never thought of, you know, I never considered her before until like a group was being formed. And I actually enjoy cosplaying in groups like that. It's a lot of fun. You know, I think it's cool to, you know, meet up, do your photo shoots and whatever. It is hard to stay together at an event, but I enjoy like joining groups. So anytime Thermo's like, I'm going to cosplay XYZ, I'm always like, who can I cosplay from that? I think it's a lot more fun to cosplay with friends and be like related characters. That's what's nice about Fallout is because you could really make anything, like any character, any outfit, any cosplay. But yeah, so this year I plan on, hopefully I can get started on Moana like this week. This week I've kind of like lessened a little bit of my responsibilities at work. Doesn't say much, but hopefully I can get that started. I'm definitely gonna have to go and stockpile some supplies and fabric from Joanne. So, you know, thinking about what outfits I want to make this year would help me not hoard fabric and maybe plan better at my shopping. I definitely need to fix my Storm and wear her again. I would like to remake Morrigan, but because I did wear her quite a lot after I made her, she's a little further on my priority list. Although, you know, I did want to connect with a Cherry Tea Girl on Instagram, and she was going to be she was going to be Lilith because she lives in California, but she was going to come to Game On to support her partner's gaming endeavors, and they actually ended up having to change plans. I'm sorry, I haven't answered you back yet. Cherry Tea Girl, but that could be an idea. Other than that, I don't have any really solid plans. Of course, there are some that I would love to do that have still been on my to-do list. Let's see if I can find my cosplay wish list here. Cosplay plans, maybe? Aha, okay. Share screen. So, oops, can I pause it? Ann Wheeler, I got this costume from Cosplay Company. It's just been on the back burner for a while. I'd like to do that, but it's not really on my priority list right now. But it's a gorgeously made costume. Maroha was like forever ago. Don't know if I'm going to get to her. This Artemis from Lore Olympus by Hannah Alexander. I mean, it's gorgeous. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? These are kind of on my generic want-to-do lists. I should tackle some this year. Now, Liara has been on my list for forever. I do already have the headpiece that I commissioned from an artist. However, this outfit just doesn't inspire me. But, you know, Thermo made a good point that, like, I could just choose a different outfit of hers to make. So I'll probably look and see what I have for that. Magician Symmetra used to be on my to-do list. I don't know if she still is, really. I have the materials for her, but not sure. This was an idea to be Aria Talome, but I don't know if I would. Viperine from Monster High. There's too many Monster High outfits I want to do. I did collect some of the pieces for her, but back burner for sure. And this is my, like, the one I want to do so much right now, Hyacinth Cole from Darkstalkers. I used to think that I couldn't make it, but now I'm pretty confident that I can. So I might try and tackle that one this year. As far as what I would wear at Uwu, I don't know, because we just keep getting bigger and bigger in terms of our cosplay. And so I'm going to have to find something that's fun but easy to move around in. So this was my Tifa from Ever Crisis. I wore this to Game On Expo to meet Britt Barron, who is Tifa's voice actor from Remake and Rebirth. She was so awesome. I brought a picture that I drew of Tifa when I was 13 years old, when the original Final Fantasy came out, and had her sign it. And she was like, oh my God, this is like my most memorable experience so far. I was like in tears. I couldn't believe it. So she signed it. And this photo is by Madonia Photography. And then this is my shampoo. So the dress was gorgeous. I bought it on Depop. Depop is like a secondhand sales app for anyone that doesn't know. The apron I got on Amazon. The wig is 2 wigs that I sewed together from, and I bought these on Sheen, and then the hair buns were clips, so I was able to just clip those in. I definitely need to redo this one because like all of my cosplays was made very last minute, that wig. And that tray of ramen is all glued and like resined together. So there's a bowl. I filled it with like, I can't remember what I filled it with, like a block of styrofoam and some aluminum foil. And it's real freeze-dried noodles in there that I filled with resin. It is a little heavy. Next time I will try and fill more of the bowl with like a light filler and then just make the top full of resin. But it is all secured together and there's like a strap underneath the tray so I can just hold it. It's very, very fun. So that's one I made last year. This was the Street Fighter 6 Chun-Li that I bought on Amazon. So actually, you know what? I can probably find the Amazon link here and throw it in. But it was actually quite good. I would say that the sizes run a little small. And the stretchy material for the leggings weren't so stretchy. That's one of the biggest things. So I would definitely size up. The only problem was if I was to size it up with this dress, it actually is lined. So altering it would have been a little trickier. Oops, let's see if I can find this costume. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so yeah, $60. It was $60. Let me get a link for y'all, but it was, there you go. I'll throw that in the chat. So that one I wore to UWU and to Glendale LibCon. This was our UWU booth in conjunction with Age of Radio. We were managing the panelists, cosplay contest. We had a lot of fun stuff, prints, and then we had our lounge area where we're streaming. Age of Radio was there promoting their Geek Collective comic books and podcast network. A lot of fun. So when I'm doing this stuff, it is a lot of fun. I miss it. I missed being really heavily into this stuff. But of course, again, like I was super, super busy. Here's from Yuma. This was YumaCon. Let's see what the music sounds like.
Whoa, Nuka-Cola, Nuka-Cola, Nuka, whoa, I think I'm gonna lose control if I don't get some Nuka-Cola, Nuka-Cola. I don't play the tenor viola. I'm not good at eating right. I'm not fan.
I don't know how Thermo finds all these funny songs.